Felt like a day. My name is Mighty Wereball, back with more Danganronpa 2. In the last episode, we had our next victim. Somebody finally got tired of Nagito's bullshit, and yeah, he is now dead, and possibly one of the more brutal murders, I think, judging from the state of his body. So we're going to carry on and start investigating and see which one of us decided to put him out of our misery. A numb feeling spread from the centre of my brain almost instantly. Nagito is dead. Even when I saw this before me, I wasn't able to comprehend that reality yet. Eh? What? What's going on here? Is he really dead? He's not pretending to be dead, is he? I mean, it's Nagito, you know. That's right, it is Nagito. He always messed with us. He always tried to confuse us. That's why I can't believe it. Nagito ended up in such a cruel state. Nagito is dead. Deep down, I believed that when the killings finally ended, I'd never see this guy again. I never expected I'd be looking at Nagito's body like this. Nagito probably thought the same thing. I couldn't help seeing it in his dead, frightened face. But on this island, unbelievably abnormal occurrences happen all the time. Even Nagito couldn't escape that truth. But even something as small as that. There's the body alert. A body's been body's discovered, class trial, investigate. The body discovery announcement that it's for real. Then Nagito is really dead. It's not just that he's dead. If the body discovery announcement was made, does that mean Nagito was killed? Killed? Plus, it's one of us. I mean, that's what it means, right? Not necessarily. I suppose they don't know that, but one of us killed Nagito. One of us killed him so brutally. Then it's going to start again. Huh? The class trial is going to start soon, right? Then... Yep, we got to do it. We gotta find out who Nagito's killer is. No matter who you guys sacrifice, you're determined to survive and leave this island, right? Then the time for action is now. So, allow me to give you the familiar Murakuma file. Hold it right there. What? Don't get in my way like that. I was about to whip out the Murakuma file in such a cool way. Shut up, I can't stand this anymore. How much longer are you gonna keep putting them through this? No more, I won't let you. I'll make sure I pulverize your evil intentions. Say something. Oh, now I remember who you are. You're Minami. You just now noticed. Anyway, Minami, if you're going to talk about my intentions, why don't you talk about yours first? Huh? What are your intentions anyway? Why are you keeping everyone cooped up on this island? I'm sure everyone here wants to know too, you know. What? No fair, you're shutting up too. Enough already. We already have enough to deal with concerning Nagito. Please do not say anything else that'll confuse us. Anyway, let's begin. Huh? But... I mean, in the end we still have to do it, right? As long as the killing happens, we can't do anything about it, right? We have no choice but to do it, right? Besides, it's our fault that we couldn't even prevent it. I don't know. That's the only way we can survive, right? Looks like you kids are way more well behaved than Minami. Don't fuck with me. We're tired of this too, you know. That's why I'll definitely make sure to finish this good for good this time. Nah, does that mean you guys are getting bored of this school trip? Don't worry, the end is near. Huh? The end? Don't make a face like a pig that's about to become bacon. You've already noticed it, right? The timer. The meaning behind the Murakuma timer. I guess it's only 2 days left, huh? When that timer reaches 0, 2 days from now, what will happen to us? The killing school trip will be over. If this will finally be over, does that mean we can go home? Don't count your bears before they've hatched. There's still something you gotta do before that, right? So, once again, Alright, the Monokuma file. You guys need to find out who Nagito's killer is and survive the class trial. If this ends here, there won't be an afterword at all. Okay, do your best. Hold on. I won't let you escape this time. Wait right there.
What do you guys think? If the school trip is nearly at an end, it's safe to think we can go home, right?
Kazuichi, I understand how you feel, but we need to focus on Nagito's case first. Even if we can go home, it'll be the end for us if we screw up here.
Then let's hurry and solve Nagito's case so we can all go back home.
It's nice to think everyone can go home, but that's impossible, right? I mean, someone in this room killed Nagito. There's a killer among us. The weight of those words began to sink into me. That was true of the previous cases, but was it really true this time? No matter how much I tried, I couldn't believe it. Because the victim was Nagito? Because his death was so abnormally cruel? No, it wasn't just that. There was something more to it than that. And whatever it was stuck inside me. Investigation time! First we need to look at the Monokuma file. Monokuma file number 5. Dud. The victim is Nagito Komeda. The body was discovered inside the warehouse near the Monokuma plushie factory. The estimated time of death is believed to be noon sharp. Not only is there a spear stabbed in his stomach, there are multiple stab wounds on each of his thighs. Furthermore, there is a laceration on his left arm and a knife impaled through his left hand. What a tragic situation. Just reading this is making me depressed. Okay, well, number one, immediately, as I've kind of cottoned on for the rest of these Monokuma files, there's always a clue hidden in them. They never specified what killed him. They just said he had a spear in his stomach and lacerations. They never said what actually killed him. So immediately, there's an alarm going off for that. See, I'm learning. Is there something wrong with this Monokuma file? Again? But what's wrong with it? I swear to God, if you're just going to say what I've just said there. Not only is there a spear stabbed in his stomach, there are multiple stab wounds on each of his thighs. Furthermore, there's a laceration on his left arm and a knife impaled to his right hand. You're going to say what I've just said there, make me fucking... it's definitely weird. Well, I guess I'll find out if I look around. That's what the investigation is for. Don't worry or form conclusions on your own. That makes me more worried than I should be. We can discuss it later. Right now is our only chance to investigate. So we should investigate first. If we don't, there won't be anything for us to discuss. Well, I guess you're right. Then let's start with the area surrounding Nagito's body. I should start with the back of the warehouse. Since the curtain blocked most of the water, this area wasn't affected by the sprinklers that much. Thanks to that, I can properly investigate Nagito's body. I never thought I'd have to investigate Nagito's body. He probably didn't expect to end up like this either. Monokuma file. Yeah, so number one, it never actually stated what killed him. I never expected Nagito to die like this. He was always spouting nonsense about hope and trying to confuse the hell out of us. But even so, dying like this is just too cruel. Also, he wasn't completely useless. There were times we were only able to reach the truth because of him. But everything good and bad about him is gone. We'll never be confused by him again. We'll never be saved by him again. No, now isn't the time to think about unnecessary things. I need to focus on the investigation right now. For now, I need to investigate everything about this body that catches my eye. Well, okay, we'll start from the left and work our way across. Nagito's right wrist is tied with rope, but what looks like the tip of the rope burned off. Could this be a result of the fire? But that's weird. If the rope is burned off like this, why are Nagito's clothes completely unaffected by the fire when he was so close to the blaze? Burned ropes made out of truth bullets. Okay, knife. The knife is stabbed to Nagito's right hand. Did the killer do this? How could they do something so cruel? This knife, it must be from the military base. Military base? Ah, now that you mention it, you're right. It does look like a survival knife. By the way, it seems the wounds on his legs and left arm were caused by that same knife. Which means, after the killer was finished stabbing Nagito's arms and left arm, they stabbed the knife through his right hand. And then they finished him off with a spear. How cruel. Then, does that mean the killer went to the trouble of using two weapons, a knife and a spear? But they could have just killed him by stabbing him with a knife. Why did they need to use a spear at all? That is definitely strange. Was there a reason he had to use it? A reason they had to use the spear? Huh. Another truth bullet for the collection. Duct tape. He must have been in great pain. He clearly had this agonizing look on his face when he died. His mouth is covered with duct tape, Was this to keep Nagito from screaming for help?
Jeez, what a horrible look on his face. The blood splattered all over it doesn't help either. It's a good thing his mouth is covered with duct tape, otherwise I wouldn't be able to look at him.
Got a minute. Sorry, excuse me. Chiaki moved past Kazuichi and me and squatted down next to Nagito's face. And in one swift movement, she ripped the duct tape off his mouth. Hey, what are you doing? It'll be fine. I'll put it back right away once I'm done investigating here.
Putting the tape back isn't the issue, you ungrateful swine. You're gonna get cursed.
The blood on Nagito's face. It looks like it mostly came from the slice on his left arm. If that's the case...
If it's no use, he's not listening.
Hey, about the blood splattered on his face. There's no blood under the duct tape.
What's wrong with that?
This duct tape has crinkles, like it was sticking toward the inside of his mouth, right? Nagito was probably desperately moving his mouth under the duct tape.
Seriously, what's wrong with that?
She means Nagito's mouth was covered with duct tape before he got those wounds all over his body. So he tried to shout, which caused the duct tape to get sucked into his mouth a bit. But what's wrong with that? Is that something we really need to worry about?
I don't really get it, but just put the duct tape back on his mouth already.
Yeah, you're right. Anyway, this might be some kind of clue too. I should remember it. Okay. Our left hand. There's a cut on his upper left arm. His legs and right hand have stab wounds, but this wound looks like a slice. That's probably the reason that the wound on his left arm doesn't look that deep compared to his other wounds. Well, regardless, it doesn't change the fact that it's a hideous wound and there's blood everywhere. There's something strange. Strange what? Look at the palm of his left hand. I think that blood is from where his left arm was sliced, but... Doesn't that blood splatter look strange? It cuts off right in the middle of his palm. Yeah, it definitely cuts off. Maybe that's as far as the blood would reach when it splattered. Well, that would explain the blood on his palm, but... There's something else that's strange. When you flip it over and look at the back of his hand. Here, there's also blood, but only above the middle joint of each finger. You're right. Why is it only on this part? See, it's just as I said. It's strange, right? I win. Yeah, sure. You win. But it's definitely strange. What did the killer do to make the blood splatter like this? Blood on the left hand has been added to a true section. Okay, next is this big old thing. A spear with a flashy ornament on it is impaled deeply into Nagito's stomach. There's no way around it. That looks like the fatal wound. Oh my, what's this? Such a strange looking spear, isn't it? A cord extends from the tip of the handle, and there's an iron weight attached to it. I see. Excuse me. You used the cord as a whip to capture the enemy, and deliver the final blow with the spear. Is this your first time looking at this too? Of course not. This is the Spear of Gungnir, right? No, you had the Spear of Gungnir. You definitely just came up with that now. By the way, I wanted to ask you, where did that spear come from? I feel like I saw it at Nezumi Castle. What? Nezumi Castle? I was designed to be afraid of mice, so I can't go in there. Damn you mice! Damn you all to hell! I see. Even he doesn't know what's inside that castle. Well, more importantly, I need to focus on the investigation. The spear definitely catches my eye, but the weight on the end of the cord coming out of the handle, it looks like that part has blood on it too. But for some reason, this section of the cord doesn't have blood on it. It's about the size of a human fist. It's strange that this section of the cord doesn't have blood on it. Also, Chiaki mentioned this earlier, but apparently that spear came from Nezumi Castle. It might be better if I confirm that later. Spear of Gungnir has been added to the Truth Bullet section of your handbook. Okay, next is not his feet. Oh, okay then. Both of Nagito's legs are tied up. Each rope is tied to the pillars nearby. He wouldn't have been able to have moved at all. According to the Monokuma file, the wounds on his legs are all stab wounds. Does that mean the killer didn't just tie up Nagito, they also stabbed his legs? Why would the killer do something like that? At any rate, it's pretty sadistic. The killer must have been holding a huge grudge toward him. How they might have been torturing him. To torture? I mean, if they just wanted to kill him, they could have just stabbed him once in the chest, right? If you disregard the spear in his chest, the other wounds are inflicted for reasons other than killing. Which means the wounds all over Nagito's body were from the killer torturing him. If that's the case, what was the killer trying to make Nagito confess? Was it something that would have led to the traitor? Well, even if this was torture, there's no doubt that the killer must have held a deep grudge towards Nagito. Refusing to let him die easily. I can totally understand a dark impulse like that. But even if they held a grudge against him, would they really have gone this far? Oh, you sweet summer child, you have completely underestimated the depravity that some people would sink to. I guess I'm done with that area surrounding Nagito's body. Jeez, I can't believe I actually investigated such a grisly looking body. Even I'm surprised at myself. Does that mean I'm used to it? My classmate's dead body is right in front of me, and one of my peers is the killer responsible. And I have to investigate his death so I can find his killer. Am I used to something as abnormal as that? That would mean I'm becoming abnormal too. Are we done then? I think so, yes. So... why... okay, Monokuma plushie's been stabbed. Monokuma's dead. There's blood coming out of his stomach. Hey. No response. He's dead, Jim. Just kidding. I'm not dead. Is this one of the life-size plushies that were being produced at this factory? If you're mistaking a plushie for me, then there's something wrong with you. You're a stuffed animal too. Don't put oversized garbage there. It's so misleading. What are you calling oversized garbage? Could this be one of Murokuma's tricks? Then why did he do it? Making a hole like they got stabbed and going to the trouble of dirtying the hole with blood. Did he try to imitate Nagito's body or something? I had nothing to do with that. Huh? He's probably lying. Seriously, you're always lying. You should just die like the plushie over there. You seem more pissed off than usual these days, Minami, but you better watch what you say. If I feel like it, I can wipe you out easily, you know. I won't give in to your threats. I'll fight you until the very end. I will definitely take the seat of the world supremacy from Monokuma. Take back the seat of supremacy. Looks like those annoyances are gone. If it wasn't Monokuma's trick, then who did this? Could the killer have done this? If so, is this Nagito's blood? I have no idea how this connects to the incident. Okay, plushie. What else do we have? Okay, the fire grenades that we chucked. Looks like a bunch of plastic bottles. Remnants of plastic are scattered all over the place. This is probably... those fire grenades that we used to put out the fire. Well, they weren't actually that useful in the end. The fire was only extinguished thanks to the sprinklers. Well, nevertheless, the evidence really isn't all that strange. My God, moving back and forth. Is there anything else? Fire grenade, lighter. Ah, that's a big ass lighter. It's an oil lighter. This is where the curtains would have been hanging. It also looks like the fire did extensive damage here. If the oil lighter was placed here... ah, an oil lighter. Someone probably wanted to keep warm. It's a most foolish thought. This is clearly the cause of the fire. Oil lighters can continue to burn even after someone lets go of them. So using that, the curtain was set on fire. Using the oil lighter, huh? Do you think the killer set up some sort of trick with it? The killer probably planned to destroy evidence by setting his warehouse on fire. They caused the fire to destroy evidence. That's the only reason I can think of why a killer would want to set fire to their crime scene, but the fire never reached the body, so what point would the fire have? Do I is that it? Just speak to the rest of them? Yep, may as well speak to the rest of them. We'll go from left to right again. It mattered for Gundam's killing and for Mikans, but it looks like it's different this time. It doesn't matter this time. What doesn't matter? The time. Looks like the time doesn't matter. It was clearly written in the Monokuma file. The time of death was noon sharp. If it was at noon, what were we doing at that time? What were we doing? Well, right now it's 12:30 PM. So it also has a clock function. Then that means Nagito died 30 minutes ago. Huh? It happened that recently. He's totally a fresh kill. Fresh? Seems like a bad way to describe it. If it happened 30 minutes ago, was it around the time we were struggling with the bombs? You're right. Those fake bombs were originally supposed to explode at noon. Which means whoever doesn't have an alibi for that time is Nagito's killer. But This could be like when Nekomaru died. The killer could have used some kind of automatic setup. Also, the crime looks very detailed, so they would have needed time to prepare. Then whoever doesn't have an alibi before we found the bombs is suspicious. Wait, none of us have an alibi for that time. That's when we all split up to search for the bombs. Yeah, that's the problem. Vihigo, you spotted anything? I'm not freaking out about it like Kazuichi, but I definitely can't stop thinking about this. When the Murokuma timer reaches 0 2 days from now, what's going to happen?
Huh? What's going to happen? This rotten school trip is going to end, right? We can finally go back home.
Carefree till the end. Does that mean you don't think that'll happen? Murokuma might be planning to make us do something after the countdown ends.
Well, where do you mean something? He's making us kill each other, you know. What could be worse than that?
I don't know. But this is Murokuma we're talking about, you know. There's no way this will end smoothly with a countdown. Anyway, like you said before, if we screw up here, it's the end for us. But now, let's focus on the investigation. We'll think about the countdown after we live through the class trial. Yeah, I know.
Then don't bring up strange stuff like that.
I still think Junko is going to make an appearance when that timer reaches 0. I think that's what that timer's for. Oops, I'm knocking shit about here. She looks like she's deep in thought while staring at the ceiling. What happened? Is there something strange about the ceiling? Yeah, about that sprinkler. That's one of the sprinkler heads activated to put out the fire. You can see a girder right next to it, right? There. Can you see it? See that red streak? Huh? Oh yeah. You're right. I definitely see it. It looks like a small red line on the ceiling girder. Is that blood? Is that blood? The wrong person. Blood? The colour definitely looks like blood, but there's no way blood could get up there, right? Plus, it's in a straight line. That's why I've been staring at it. I think it's strange. It's definitely strange. I should remember this. Blood on the girder. Could there have been a thing where the spear is dangling over his body? He's holding it, which would explain the hand, and then he's killed, and as he dies he lets go of it, it drops down and stabs him in the stomach to make it look like that's what's happened. Possibly? Maybe. The killer's goal wasn't just killing Nagito. There should have been another reason as well. If not, they wouldn't have gone to the trouble of tying him with a rope and covering his mouth with duct tape. Not just that, there's no reason to inflict any wounds other than a fatal one. So what was the reason? Looks like I better investigate other areas to figure that out. Alright, I should try investigating the other areas inside the warehouse first. Okay, so we're backing out to the... okay, it was further back. Okay, what have we got here? Got the books, the Monokuma device, CDs. No, I want to speak to Kazuichi. The music. I'll go for the music. He was playing music. This is an MP3 player. There's even a speaker plugged into it. But why is it here?
It looks like that weird music was playing from there. You know, that music that was blaring when the fire started.
Yeah, you're right.
Looks like it's busted from getting drenched by the sprinklers. There's no mistaking it. That music was playing from that MP3 player.
I don't disagree with that, but why was the killer playing music from this? Well, if he's stabbing somebody in the leg, then surely he wants to drown out any sound, maybe? Excuse me. There are a lot of tipped over Monokuma panels. The panel near the curtain at the back is tipped over and burned. Did the fire do that? But why are they scarred like this? The last time I came here, I seem to recall they should have been put neatly away. Maybe we're the ones who made this mess. Huh? Look, the tipped over panel by the entrance is really close to the door, right? So maybe the reason these panels have tipped over is...
That's fine. I'll open it slowly.
No, that's not the problem.
Seriously, I'll be fine.
With those two words, I kind of brushed off everyone's warnings and slowly opened the door to the warehouse.
Huh? It's not opening. Is there something blocking the door? I can barely open it. I knew it. It's a trap. Seriously, just stop it, okay? Didn't I tell you I'll be fine? I just gotta use a little more force.
What happened to opening it slowly? I Akane ignored their protests, and with a mighty kick, the door flew open. Bam. Could it be... was that it? And there's something else I've been wondering. These Monokuma panels are tipped over starting from the entrance to the back of the warehouse, right? They seem to be lying on top of each other in a straight line. Yeah, compared to the other tipped over panels, that line is the only one that's neat and orderly. Isn't it clearly strange? Strange. That means we can speculate this was done intentionally. So they've opened the door, the panels have knocked over the lighter, which set fire to the curtain. But why did they need to set fire to the curtain? What was the purpose behind that? I don't know. There are a bunch of books stacked on top of each other. Apparently they contain Monokuma's poetry and photos. The sprinklers completely soaked them. I can't even turn the pages anymore. Well, it's not like I'm missing much. Do I just talk to the rest of you? Is there anything over here I need to... oh, look at these boxes. All these CDs, they're all copies of Monokuma's music. They should have been burned too. Okay, so I'll speak to Chiaki then. Looks like this side is completely soaked because of the sprinkler. Even if there was an important clue here, we might not be able to notice it. But it's better than the warehouse burning to the ground. Good thing we were able to put out the fire. But there was a lot of smoke. It's a good thing we didn't go inside when we were throwing the grenades. I agree. If we did, we would have been caught by the sprinklers and become all wet and soggy. Miss Sonia's all wet. She's all drenched and soggy. Ha ha ha! You were thinking that, huh?
I wasn't thinking about that at all.
Why are you responding, Kazuichi? I was asking Hajime.
You're screwing with me.
Oh my, screwing? How lewd.
Please don't look at me with such fearful eyes. I only imagined it for a second.
Kazuichi, you should probably just keep your mouth shut already. Yeah, Akane, that's who we're speaking to, right? No? Oh, it's inverted. Akane, you spot anything? It matters for... no, wait, yeah, we already spoke to you about this, didn't we? Well, let's get past you. Is that it then? Have we... oh, I haven't spoken to these two right enough. I suppose we better speak to them. We're all thinking about the countdown after we live for like... oh, wait, no, I spoke to him as well, didn't we? It's Kazuichi.
Well, even though I did say I was going to friggin' kill him, there's no way I would have actually done it. I was just upset, you know.
And Sonia... looks like Sonia's focused on investigating the warehouse, which reminds me, there's something I need to ask her about. Now that we've pretty much finished investigating Nagito's body, I think it's time to talk to her. Hey Sonia, do you have a minute? Yes, what is it? I want to talk to you about when that fake bomb Nagito set in the warehouse exploded. Huh? Right before it exploded, you said something like this, right? It's alright, it is not a bomb. Why did you know the bombs were a fake? Well, that's not all either. When we were looking for the bombs, why were you at the military base? I thought you were supposed to be searching the central island. Plus, when I called for you, you didn't come to the factory right away. Where were you and what were you doing during that time? Oh my. Do you suspect me? It is a misunderstanding. I am not the killer. Jesus, you son of a bitch. Sonia? I am terribly sorry. I was panicking. I shall calm down and explain to you why I was at the military base. When I first explored the File Island, I discovered a vast amount of bombs there. Huh? At first I was worried that someone might use them for nefarious reasons if I announced it to everyone, so I kept silent the whole time. Does that mean when you heard Nagito planted bombs, you got suspicious and went to investigate them? And as I suspected, the bombs had disappeared. I thoroughly searched for them inside the military base, but the bombs were nowhere to be found. And because you were searching for them, you were late when we all gathered. And because of that, I reached a conclusion. The bombs Nagito brought were from the military base, which means they were fake bombs. How did you find out that the bombs at the military base were fake? Because I attempted to use one of them. What? I thought one of the bombs would be strong enough to blast open the door to the ancient ruin. At the time, I still believed the bombs were real, and I thought I could use one of them to gain entrance to the ancient ruin. I see Minomi spying on her. However, that plan was an utter failure. The bomb was not real, it was merely a fireworks display. God damn it all to hell. I see. So that's why you're the only one who knew the bombs at the military base were fake. Why is Minomi spying on her? I did. As did Minomi as well. She was also secretly peeking at the bomb. If those bombs are the same ones that disappeared, it would mean Nagito took them. That is why I knew it was a fake. However, I did think it was strange when Nagito blew up the hotel lobby. That bomb was real, and I could not stop thinking about it. But upon further reflection, that might have been Nagito's plan all along. He showed us a real bomb to make us believe the bombs he'd set were real as well. If so, then Nagito's actions were extremely calculated. But the problem is, his reason for doing it. With this I have explained everything. There should be no more reason for you to doubt me. You're right, I got it. Sonia's account has been added, okay. Alright, I've pretty much finished looking for clues inside the warehouse. I was able to find some clues, but there are still so many things I don't understand yet. You look worried. Yeah, I am. At a time like this, it might be good if you broaden your investigation range. You mean, it's good to investigate other places as well? She might be right. There are several things I've been wondering about beside the crime scene. The military base that Sonia mentioned, the plushie factory next door, Nezumi Castle where the spear originally came from, and Nagito's room too. If I'm going to understand the reason for his actions, I need to know more about him. I'm pretty sure the others have already finished investigating. Hey you guys, isn't it time we leave this place and try exploring other areas too? In response to Chiaki, the others gathered around her. I agree. I was just thinking about proceeding to another area. It seems we had the same idea. But is it safe? There won't be anyone to guard the crime scene. We don't have a choice. There just aren't enough of us. Besides, we've investigated all we can here.
I guess you're right.
Also, it looks like the clues we found aren't enough to piece this incident together. So we need to search for them in other areas. Probably. Well, alternatively, if there aren't any clues in other areas, we'd have to give up completely. You don't really need to say that. Then it's okay if we leave this place.
It's okay.
There's no time for us to stand around. In order to survive, there's no other way except to do it. In order to survive, we need to find Nagito's killer. If we don't sacrifice that person, nobody can survive. That's our reality. That's why there's no time for us to stand around. Oh, what were the places again? The plushie factory, the military base, the castle, and Nagito's room. Might as well start with the factory right next to it. Plushie factory. What's in here that we could discover or find? Let's look at the truck again, I guess. Apparently the bombs that were stuffed in this truck were actual fireworks. Reminds me, this truck looks like it came from the military base. Nagito must have brought it from there. Other than that, there's nothing in particular that catches my eye. Okay. Laptop. That reminds me when we saw Nagito's video message on this laptop.
Is he still watching us from somewhere? If he's not, then how did he time his message so perfectly? No, it looks like this video was set to play after the explosion by a wireless signal from the detonator. But why do you have to use a video message? That's the one thing I don't get.
At the time, Nagito should have already been killed, which means that video was recorded in advance. That's right, besides that video, there might be data on this laptop that could be used as a clue. With that thought in mind, I tried messing around with the laptop, but it's no use. It's locked. There's no way I can examine this. But if it's locked, then maybe there really is something inside. Maybe I'm overthinking this. You got anything to say, Sonia? I have never seen so many Monokumas in my life. Well, Monokuma isn't exactly someone you would normally run into. However, while I was staring at all those Monokumas, a thought occurred to me. That being, a bomb that went off in the lobby might have been set up here. Huh? If you hide the bomb inside a Monokuma plushie, it would make a frightening weapon. Do you not think the group that is forcing us to kill each other would devise something like that? A plushie bomb is an act of terrorism. Let us rip these apart right away so we can confirm it. Oh, hold on. If there was a bomb inside these, wouldn't it explode if we carefully messed with it? Either way, it is all gravy. All gravy? What the hell does that mean? It is all gravy. It's all fine. It's all daijobu. Stop! There's no bomb. You'll know if you pick it up. You'll know if you just pick me up, see? All you'll feel is the soft weight of cotton. You're right. And where did Nagito obtain the bomb he used? I wonder. If I'm going to give you guys a hint, then you should know it wasn't from the military base. To tell you the truth, the bombs there are all fakes. I know that already. You should have said so earlier. Well, I thought if I kept quiet about it, it would foreshadow that the killing was going to happen. That's why I'm just telling you now for the first time. Phew, I feel relieved. If the bomb wasn't from the military base or this factory, then he brought it from the Octagon. I must say... Wait, was that Sonia saying that? You have a good eye there, Sonia. Putting a bomb inside one of my plushies seems like a splendid idea. Let's try it. Oh no, it's just a random. Did I say something I should not have said? It's not your fault. Don't worry about it. It's all gravy, as you said. Murakuma's account. Okay, fine. Are we done in here then? Should we check in this room just in case? The break room's on the other side of the door. This is where we obtained the fire grenade. Anything inside? Nothing on the floor. It looks like a clue. Not even trash. Alright, so I'm guessing we're done here. And special at that, life says when Akuma plushies are crammed inside an enormous basket, but there aren't any clues. So I'm guessing we're done here. Leave here. Right, okay, let's go to the next area. Okay, at the military base. What are we looking for clues here for? There's Kazuichi. Oh, I see you up there. I don't know why I'm bothering to collect these. I don't even do much. I'm guessing. Anyway, Kazuichi, what you saying, boy?
Damn it, this dangerous place is the reason all this messed up stuff is happening. Leaving guns out in the open is totally dangerous. Seriously, they gotta take better care of these.
It's easy to say that, but there's no one on this island who can do that. Helpful as always, Kazuichi. The huge supply of guns and their firearms.
Ah, found it.
What'd you find?
Well, that truck bed over there has guns in it, but I also found stuff like
a survival knife? Wait, that's... Isn't that the same type of knife that was stabbed to Nagito's right hand?
Which means...
We already know that.
Which means the killer obtained a knife here. So the killer is someone who visited this military base at least once.
That's everyone, though.
No, not me. This is the first time I've been here.
That sounds fishy. Is that it? Is there anything else we were worth checking? Try to look through the truck bed. It's empty. Nothing here. When I first came here, there was something on the truck bed, which means Sonia was telling the truth. As I suspected, the bombs had disappeared. I thoroughly searched for them inside the military base, but the bombs were nowhere to be found. That's what the bombs were. But did Nagito know the bombs weren't real? It's possible he thought they were the real thing. No, never mind. He said as much in his videos. Message.
So, were you surprised? Seriously, think about it. Do you really think there were enough bombs to blow up an entire island? Even if there were, a guy like me would never be able to use them.
He knew the bombs were fake. He only did what he did to weed out the traitor. No, is that really it? Did Nagito only do that to expose the traitor? Maybe there was a different motive behind his actions. Helicopters, a dreadful helicopter that executes Teru doesn't have anything to do with the incident. What about the tank? Quick check of that. If the bombs were fake, this might be fake too, but I'm not brave enough to check for myself. Why not? You bitch. Alright, well, I'm guessing we're done in here then. Next place. Okay, back to Nezumi Castle. I'm not sure what, apart from the fact that the spear came from here, I'm not sure what else I can really gather from this place. Yep, still looks mostly the same to me. A spear with a flashy ornament on it is hanging from the wall. This spear is definitely it, right? Just as I thought. It looks exactly like the spear that killed Nagito. The same whip-like cord is attached to the handle, and there's a weight at the end of it. Plus, it looks like one of the spears on the wall is missing. There's no mistaking it. The killer took one of the spears and used it as a weapon. Spear of Gungnir, huh? Murako would totally come up with a lame name like that. But why did the killer use the spear and a knife? Yeah, they could have just killed him with a knife, and it would have been easier too. There's no way a spear like this with unnecessary cord thing on it would be easy to use. Yeah, it definitely looked hard to wield, but still, they chose the spear for a reason. What could that reason be? I feel a little tired. No matter how much I investigate, I don't feel any closer to the truth. That's probably why I feel this way. I'm feeling this strange feeling that I've never felt before. As if Nagito is trying to make us suffer, even after he's died. Well, now's not the time to think about stupid things like that. I haven't even investigated his cottage yet. It's too early to start complaining. If we investigate that place, we might be able to find some kind of clue. Alright, let's go. Okay, waiting for us. I'm ready to go in. Ah, Hajime. Oh my, you want to go inside Nikita's room too? I was just listening to Chiaki's request. She wants me to unlock the door to Nikita's cottage because she really needs it for the class trial. She begged me to do it while she was licking my black eye. I didn't do that. Then do it. It's sweet because it's made out of black bean paste.
Hey, we don't have time to mess around. Hurry up and unlock the damn door.
Fine, fine. I guess I have no choice. I just gotta do that, right? Now then. Va-va-va-loose! See, I've opened the door. You can freely investigate now.
This isn't my first time seeing that, but why does the door open with a spell like that?
Maybe the cottage key is computerized. More importantly, let's go inside now that the door is open.
Yeah, you're right. Oh! Guess we found out who the thief was. So Nagito was living here. Also, he has a mini fridge. How did he get a mini fridge? I want a mini fridge. What was he thinking inside this room? What was he feeling as he spent his days in here? I can't even imagine. Wanting to see absolute hope, becoming despair so he could act as a stepping stone for the rest of us. No matter how much I think about it, I just don't understand him at all. I don't even know if he truly believed that. He was especially weird these past few days. What changed him? Maybe the clue to that might be hidden in here as well. He's sneaky hiding in the bath. Why am I clicking these? I don't know. Okay, well, might as well start with the obvious big pink box, treasure box here. A fancy looking treasure box covered in sparkling pink lights is totally standing out. Ah, could this be...
Can you let me know if you found my treasure? It's a magnificent treasure box covered in sparkling pink lights. That treasure box.
Shaggy, you know about this?
It's really cute.
Oh, she was just reacting. This looks like Monomi's stolen treasure box. If this is here, that means the thief Monomi was talking about was Nagito. But why would Nagito steal this? In order to find out, it might be good to see what's inside.
Is it gonna be okay? It looks a little dangerous.
It might be, but this could be some kind of clue, you know. If this wasn't important, Nagito wouldn't have stolen it from Monomi in the first place. I turned back towards the treasure box and cautiously opened the lid. Inside, there was a notebook. This is it? Why is a notebook inside a treasure box like it's something important? I took the notebook out of the treasure box and began leafing through it. It contained sloppy drawings as if they were drawn by children, and entries that looked like chicken scratch. Day 1. I was able to talk to everyone for the first time today. Monokuma showed up and things turned bad. Day 2. Byakuya is the leader. A lot of things happened today, so everyone is tired. This is Monomi's diary. What is this? A diary?
Looks like it. Did Monomi write these?
Probably. These pictures and entries totally suit her. I kept flipping through the pages. Day 3, Day 4, Day 5, page after page of poorly written entries continued on the notebook. I don't really understand, but it looks like there aren't any clues here. And right when I was about to give up, my hand suddenly stopped on an entry titled Day 16. Day 16. We've been in the funhouse for 3 days. Everyone's hungry and on edge. Hajime tried to go in the final dead room today. He's probably panicking because no one believes him. Huh? There's only one person that knows that, and I'm looking at her. Jackie, is there something you're not telling us?
Hajime, did something happen?
Oh, it's nothing.
Hey, stop! Don't look at my notebook!
Whoa! From out of nowhere, Monomi suddenly appeared and took the notebook out of my hand.
Phew, how did I ask you to look for my treasure box, but I never said you were allowed to peek inside. Jeez, that was close. If I'd come any later, he would have seen the inside of the notebook. Unfortunately, you were a little too late. But if the notebook is here, then Nagito was the thief? Betrayal? I was betrayed by my beloved student. Hey, that notebook, it's pretty much your diary, right? Diary? It seems that way. That's right, it is my important diary where all my maiden secrets are written. Hey, you're a liar! Why, you always show up out of nowhere. Monomi, it's not good to lie, you know.
Lie?
There's no way you wrote in that notebook. After all, Monomi can't even write.
Huh?
What are you saying? Geez, I can write letters easily. I can finally write the letter B. No, you can't, because you have no fingers on your hands. Yeah. See, bullseye. I know, because I'm the same way too. Huh? Are you mad? Are you angry that I exposed a weakling like you? So that's what this is about. You're seriously trying to crush me. What are you saying? There's no way a big brother would ever crush his little sister. It looks like the time to settle things between us is getting closer every second.
Hey, I don't know why you're getting so serious, but is what Monokuma said true?
Huh?
He said you didn't write in that notebook. Is that true?
If so,
Who wrote in it?
Well, you know, it's, how should I put it? Excuse me?
Hold on. Damn it, she totally ran away again.
The same pattern as usual. Looks like it's a waste of time to try and get answers from her.
But still, I really wanted to ask her about that notebook. Well, actually, it might be better that I didn't ask her. Yeah. What's the deal with Chiaki? Is she the traitor? Because there's only one person that would know I went to the Doom Room. There's a lot of books arranged here. Did Nagito bring these from the library? In addition to the books, there's a bunch of random crap stuffed onto the shelves.
It might take a lot of time for us to thoroughly go through this stuff. Let's just leave it for later.
Yeah, I agree. Alright, okay, what's in this mini fridge? Beer? There's a refrigerator.
Nice. My cottage doesn't even have a refrigerator. I wonder where he got it from.
Nagito probably supplied it himself.
Why would he go to the trouble of putting a refrigerator in his room? Does he really enjoy cold drinks?
As I talked with Chiaki, I opened the refrigerator out of curiosity. There really isn't much inside. You know, apart from the clearly obvious and slightly important thing. The only thing inside the refrigerator was a brown bottle.
For someone who likes cold drinks, it doesn't look like he stocked it very much. But that bottle clearly isn't a drink, right?
Really? It looks like... brain. It looks like some kind of dietary supplement to me. Protein powder, maybe. Yes, protein's a special poison. I took the brown bottle out of the fridge and started reading the label. Exclusively made for poisoning someone to death. Hey, this is...
Yeah, it looks like it's poison.
Poison?
Looks like there's a warning label on the back. Let's examine it more in detail. But be careful with that bottle. Don't drop it.
Stop it. If you worry me like that, I'm going to get nervous. I grabbed the bottle with my trembling hand and began reading the warning label on the back of the bottle. Poison made specifically for killing someone. It's Monokuma's special poison. This enchanted liquid is highly potent and takes effect immediately. Please handle with care. Though its volatility is low, this liquid is very dangerous when vaporized. In a gaseous state, it is heavier than air, it breaks down in minutes, and is susceptible to hydrolysis. Hydrolysis, that's... it activates when it comes into contact with water, right? Or it has... That would explain... If that was in the room with him, the fire starts, it turns it into a gas. If it's heavier than air, obviously, then it's low to the ground. The sprinklers activate it or make it worse, or I can't mind off the top of my head exactly what hydrolysis means. Was he no, how could he poison himself? Did he poison himself? That doesn't explain everything else that went on with him. Unless he's being a dick and trying to mislead everybody. Did he do it himself? Why would he do it himself? What reason would he have to top himself off? So is it possible for you to poison someone to death without any complications? Keep this liquid secure by storing it in a cool place in a glass or plastic container away from sunlight. Why would he kill himself? Akane was the one that activated the trap. Because she was the one that set the fire. I don't understand the whole stabbing him in the legs, stabbing him in the hand, and the spear in the chest and all that kind of stuff. But if it's poison... Is he trying to implicate Akane? Is Akane the traitor? No. Because Chiaki has that diary, which doesn't really gel with her character.
Akane was the one that activated the fire trap. Was he just basically, was he willing to kill himself just to get anybody? I don't know. It's all about, it's a bit weird. This sure does look like a chemical made solely for poisoning someone to death. This refrigerator must be here to keep the poison secure. But where did Nagito get something like this? That question could apply to the bomb he used at the hotel too. Apply to the bomb? Unless he was going to poison somebody caught him, did what they did to him, and basically they then set up the trap so that when it was activated, it killed him. That's another way of looking at it, I guess. There should be a reason Nagito was able to obtain such dangerous items. The octagon inside the funhouse. This poison, he must have brought it with him from there too, right? He was probably hiding it somewhere on his body during the last class trial. He was hiding a bomb and poison during the class trial. Jeez, how dangerous. What would he have done if he accidentally tripped and broke the bottle? Just thinking about it scares me. Also, he already blew up the bomb he took with him at the lobby. But what about this poison? Huh? It looks like the bottle is less than half empty. Was it like this from the beginning? Or did Nagito use it? If so, where did he use it? I wonder, is there still a trap somewhere that hasn't been sprung yet? Another trap? There was always that option as well. For example, maybe he was making some kind of trap using this poison before he died. If that actually exists, it'd be real bad. It could potentially kill everyone on this island. Everyone on the island? What the hell? Nagito, are you still trying to make us suffer? Are you still trying to make us suffer even after you've died? There's a lot of questions going on. I know you don't know. Special about his bed. It's a bed that comes with the cottages. It looks like it's the one in my room, but maybe there's something hidden under his bed. It's a usual place for hiding things. Yeah, like porn. Well, we should check it just in case. With no expectations and without really thinking, I peeked under the bed and... Huh? There is something here. It's a plastic bag from the supermarket. It looks like there's something inside. What is this? It looks like a gas mask and rubber gloves. These look like the real deal. Did he get these from the military base? A gas mask and rubber gloves. He was hiding these under his bed. What did Nagito use this stuff for? Gas mask and gloves being added, so we get added. Hajime, was there anything else under the bed? Let's see. I peeked under the bed once again and started looking around the area where I found the supermarket bag and... Huh? There's a small piece of paper on the floor. It's a piece of paper made out of blue aluminum. Aluminium. Also, aluminium isn't paper. You fool. A round, thin piece of aluminium, huh? It's similar to those seals that go over jars of unopened mayonnaise. I get what you're saying, but does this mean this is just a piece of trash? I get what you're saying, but does this mean that this is just a piece of trash? Who knows? It might be too soon to decide that. Piece of blue paper has been added to the truth bullet section. Okay, anything else? The window? Basically, I was just like my cottage. There's nothing about this window that really catches my eye. Anything else? There was the book. You want to check the bookshelf again? We're going to look at it now. There are lots of books and other mysterious items stuffed on the shelf. The genres and types of items are also random. I can't make any sense out of them whatsoever. They say a shelf is a mirror that reflects a person's heart. Do they now? I definitely don't know much about Nagito just by looking at this. So what should we do? It'd be really difficult to look through all these piles. That doesn't mean we should ignore it though. I'll leave it to you then, Hajime. Wait, what? It's better if a boy goes through another boy's things. You know, there might be private stuff here. Well, that might be true, but... So, I'll leave this shelf to you. I think I just got persuaded to do this without realizing it. I sighed and walked towards the shelf. One by one I started removing the various books and items and examining each one. But even as I examined them carefully, they were still just a bunch of random books and items. There's no way there are any clues here. Oh, huh? Well, that file wasn't the only thing I received from Monokuma. This is another one. That seal? Indeed. It's the school badge of Hope's Peak Academy. Does that have information about our stolen memories? Unfortunately, I couldn't find any clues about that.
This file doesn't contain our information, just Hajime's information.
Nagito said this only contained information about me, but is that really true? If I look at this, it should be obvious, right? And he said I was from the reserve department and had no talent whatsoever. That might be another one of his lies too. I opened the file and held my breath to confirm that. Instantly I realised something was strange. If this really had only my information on it, then why is this file so thick?
It dummy thick.
As soon as I opened it, it was clear to me. Just as I thought, Nagito had lied to me. Aside from my information, there was information about the others. Kazuichi, Fuyuhiko, Akane and Sonya. And everyone who died had pages of information about them too. The file contained information on all 16 of us. Only my information, my ass. I can't believe he'd made up such a strange lie. So that means the rest of it might be a lie too? I turned to the page containing my information and began reading through the content. The profile contained basic information such as my date of birth, my height and weight, and so forth. But there was one thing that specifically caught my eye. The words, reserve course student. There was no denying it. It confirmed that I truly was a reserve course student from the reserve department. Why is this the only thing that isn't a lie? Why am I the only one here who's from the reserve department? Why am I here with all the other ultimates? Hajime, did something happen? Well, I just found a strange file. Isn't that the special prize Nagito received when he cleared the final dead room? As I recall, your student profile should be in there. It's not just my profile. The profiles of everyone on this island are in here too. Nagito was lying. When you say everyone, do you mean everyone? Yeah, it's just basic information, but there should be profiles for all 16 of us. Can I take a look at that file? Shaki leaned against me and peered into the file. You're right. My profile really is in here. But unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be any details. Details? Details about our missing memories. Information about the time we spent at Hope's Peak Academy. If it's not written in there, these profiles might have been written before we entered the academy. Then it's impossible to obtain new clues from them. Yeah, it seems like it. I'm starting to become more and more suspicious of Chiaki. Hold on. What happened? I just noticed it right now, but... What have you noticed? The file. His name isn't in there, right? There are supposed to be 16 names worth of profiles, but his name is the only one missing, right? Who are you talking about? Byakuya. I'm talking about Byakuya Tagami. Look carefully, no matter where I look, I don't see his name anywhere. Byakuya? So what if a name isn't written in that file? Perhaps, based on that, you think he might be the traitor? No, that's not just because his name isn't written in here. That's not the only reason I think he's suspicious. He participated in the killing school life at Hope's Peak Academy, right? For someone like him to be in a similar situation on this island, no matter what, it's definitely suspicious. Well, it pains me to say this, but what you're saying about the missing name and about the killing school life is totally wrong. There's a completely different reason. A different reason? How should I put this? You guys have been getting all worked up about that Byakuya for no reason. That Byakuya? Which means the great mystery you think that surrounds that Byakuya doesn't exist. You're basing it on one person's cheap speculation. What do you mean? You don't have to ask me that. You'd know the answer just by looking through those profiles, right? Huh? My eyes turned back to the file. One by one I started flipping through the pages and confirming the names. Oh, Ultimate Imposter. And suddenly I came across a page that was filled with question marks. Every section was filled with question marks. It could barely be considered a student profile. On that page I was only able to confirm one thing. Ultimate Imposter? That's that Byakuya's true identity. So that wasn't Byakuya. So Byakuya didn't pile on the pounds and just randomly appear in the second game. True identity. He was a fake that was pretending to be the ultimate affluent progeny, Byakuya Tagami. A fake? Byakuya was fake. The reason, the fact that his profile is filled with question marks isn't a mistake or an oversight. Surprisingly enough, that's the correct information regarding him. The ultimate imposter has no name, no permanent address, and even his age and gender are unknown. Basically, he doesn't exist. Because he doesn't exist, he's able to exist as anybody. That's the talent. So I'm not jealous of that at all.
That person wasn't really Byakuya Tagami?
Is that why he was so much fatter compared to when he was involved in the killing school life? His physique doesn't affect his ability to fool others at all. Real imposters are skilled like that.
Then he was lying to us the whole time?
But he couldn't help it.
What? Why couldn't he help it?
'Cause that was his talent.
Huh?
Well, having a talent means you're also bound to that talent. The moment you obtain talent, your way of life has already been chosen for you. You can't do anything else except rely on that talent, regardless of whether you want that life or not. In that sense, compared to the other ultimates, your life might be a bit more liberating.
What the hell?
Anyway, I'm not happy that you guys fell for a scam that I had nothing to do with. So I'll tell you straight up, this revelation about Byakuya is exactly the truth.
Then, what was he trying to say to me at that time?
I cannot talk to others about my past. I suspect that my skeptical nature is partly to blame. Distrusting others and being distrusted in return. For a long time my life has been a living hell. Based on the context, if I had to guess, maybe he was just complaining that he was cursed to wander the earth as nothing more than a fraud. But if you guys had your school memories, you never would have been betrayed in the first place. I mean, it'd be different if you were meeting him for the first time. But since you guys went to Hope's Peak Academy, you should have known about the ultimate imposter already.
So in the end, it all leads back to memory loss.
Geez, the Future Foundation sure is awful. There's no way you should ignore Minomi or the traitor.
Who is it? Who's the traitor? Just from looking at these 16 profiles, I still wouldn't know who's from the Future Foundation. Is there really someone like that?
Well, obviously you wouldn't know. I made that file so you guys couldn't find out. So it's just as I thought. You're the one who did it. The fact that there are 16 profiles in there is what's wrong. I mean, the traitor is a spy sent by the Future Foundation, not a student from Hope's Peak Academy.
You made a fake profile for the traitor and included it in here?
It wouldn't be fun if you figured out who the traitor was so easily, right? Then, we can't use this file to figure out who the traitor is. That was true for Nagito too, right? Well, probably.
Chucky, I think you're the Future Foundation mole person, traitor person-y thing.
It's dripping with despair, isn't it? You wasted your precious time on something that isn't a clue. Was that a wise decision? Time's up, you know.
Time's up? Wait.
Excuse me for a moment.
Did that chime just now?
What is most important for living things? Well, personally, I think time is. I mean, your bank account may go up and down, but time will inevitably run out, right? That's why we gotta cherish time. There's nothing more wasteful than wasting time. So, time's up. We will begin the last class trial. So please gather at Monokuma Rock. I'll see you soon.
Ooh, the last class trial. He said that, right? He said last class trial.
Yeah, I heard it too. He really did say it was the last class trial.
What do you think? Should we believe him?
Monokuma seemed anxious about the Monokuma timer earlier, right? 2 more days. And he said something about the killing school trip ending, right?
Based on the time limit, this might definitely be the last one.
But I can't imagine that's the real end.
Huh?
I think Monokuma's real plan might be just beyond that.
His real plan? Is Monokuma still planning to make us do something? What could it be? Maybe, after pulling us through all this, he's planning to kill the remaining survivors all at once?
But still, it's also not a good idea to think about it too much, I think. I think we should focus on the class trial that's waiting for us.
You're right. A class trial for Nagito's murder. We're pretty screwed. I haven't collected my thoughts because we were so focused on this file. I still can't see who killed Nagito.
Well, you don't have to worry so much.
Huh?
I mean, we're not fighting this alone, you know.
You're right. You're absolutely right. We're not alone. Even if it's a mystery that can't be solved alone, as long as everyone cooperates and works together. Yeah, if we do that, things will turn out fine. To the Monokuma Rock, I guess. Monokuma Rock. Not many left of us, is there? Looks like everyone's here.
Huh? Is this it? Shouldn't there be more people?
Stop it, you're making me depressed.
You're making me depressed.
So, is it going to happen again? The cruel conflict where we must doubt our friends?
But once we're through this, we can go back, right? That Monokuma bastard said so, right, didn't he? He said this is the last class trial.
But we've been tricked every step of the way. There's no way I can believe that so easily.
Why can't you believe it? The guys who making us do all this is the ones saying it, you know. That's why I'll definitely survive. If we can really go home after we deal with this class trial, I'll definitely find out who the killer is, no matter what, even if I have to pull out all the stops.
What the fuck? Why are you here? You haven't realized it yet? That feeling of wanting to leave this island, thinking like that is Monokuma's trap, you know.
Huh? What are you saying?
There's no way Monokuma will end things here. He's planning something far worse.
Ah, stop trying to jinx us. Damn right, stupid rabbits should just shut up.
Everyone, you mustn't run away from despair.
Huh?
I have finally realized, after losing my powers, I've realized that cursing your powerlessness or your fate accomplishes nothing. The possibility may be small, but as long as there's a possibility, you must face it. In order to become someone who can be proud of yourself. So I will fight.
Well, what's her deal?
I do not really know, but she seems different from before.
Maybe she read a self-help book.
But her eyes, she looks so determined.
What can you tell by looking at some of those button eyes? Anyway, make sure you turn off Minimaru. It'd be annoying if he started talking during the trial.
Oh, fine. Somehow, I understand what Bonomi is saying, I think. Anyway, let's get going to the last class trial. You're right. We need to fight as much as we can, no matter what hopeless truth awaits us in the end. Roar. Chiaki's still making me question a lot of things that's going on. This is the end. I kept saying those words to myself over and over within my mind. I entered Monokuma Rock. Yeah, there really isn't many of us left, is there?
This elevator ride. This will be the last time for this too, right?
I hope so. Let's worry about things after we're finished. More importantly, we must focus on the class trial before us. The killer managed to kill someone like Nagito. There's no way this is going to go smoothly. I mean, I still can't believe one of us was able to do that. Nagito was problematic in many ways, but he was also a valuable asset during the trials. Yeah, you're right. In fact, during the Funhouse ordeal, we were completely dependent on him. But even if he's gone, the ones who survived need to stand and fight. We must fight. And then the door slowly opened. This bright light greeting us. Is that the light of hope or the light of despair? Well then, now that chatterbox Nikito is gone, there are only 6 of you left. Enough, just fucking start this already.
Hey, this is it, right? This is really the last class trial, right?
Yep, it sure is. So, you've got to show some enthusiasm and make sure you give it your all.
Didn't I tell you? He said it. This is the end.
Now then, let's get this trial started. This is the last class trial. Let's show some enthusiasm and kill each other. This is the 5th class trial. According to Monokuma, this is also the last class trial. That curtain's about to rise. Nagito Komeda, the ultimate lucky student. When I first met him, I thought he was a nice guy. He came across as very sociable. But his true nature held such a demented thought process that was nothing like his outward appearance. He said he believed in hope more than anything else. He said he was yearning for a powerful hope that can overcome any despair.
He said that he would even help despair just to prove that hope will never lose to despair. And he said that he'd become a stepping stone for hope. His way of thinking was completely screwed up. But there were times he saved us too. Someone like him was killed. That was the end of him. And I have no idea at all who did it, but there's no way we can end this without knowing. We will be consumed by despair. That's why we absolutely have to find out. Oh, goddamn. The person who finished off Nagito. The killer who murdered Nagito. In order to return from this despair alive, we need to reach the truth. And if Monokuma says this is really the last class trial, that's all the more reason we need to do this. And so, this life-threatening trial billowing with hope and despair, the last one, has begun. And with that, I'm going to leave this episode there. Thank you so much for watching. Always keep it loud, keep it heavy. I'll see you in the next one.